Also,
Good day, everyone. Welcome to tonight's study session. For the last 10 weeks, we've been going through various stack depths, working on our three bets. When we are short 20 big blinds, we have some elements of jamming, which are going to be about denying equity for our opponents, lacking their ability to realize equity by flopping a good hand against us. As we go to 40 big blind poker, we are going to have three betting strategy where we're going to three bet our best value hands and hands that we don't mind folding to a four bet or a four bet jam, because that's kind of what you see when you're at 40 big blinds. As you move into the deeper stack poker, you're not going to face four bet jams very much here. So three betting becomes a way to avoid playing a pot five ways where everyone has deep implied odds. And so it's really kind of a way to streamline the field to yourself and one other opponent. And then post flop, really looking to find hands that can make big hands, straights and flushes, rather than just a top pair, top kicker, right? Or a two pair, as our stack off threshold changes as we get deeper and deeper. So today, we will be looking at all of these different spots for three bets. And so it's going to be a bit of a different session. As we go through, when we find ourselves in tough spots, we will review a little bit of theory on each of these spots. But without further ado, let's get into the trainer work. All right.
Also, Peter, heading into Vegas, I would have some plans for how to deal with all the limping depending on the buy-in level.
Oh yeah. Well,
Some very large ISO raises might be in order.
I appreciate the advice. I will do my best to make sure that I have a little bit of it in there.
Yeah.
But yeah. I do have a schedule for myself. I will be playing 4 days of mixed games and then the WSOP 777. So
Nice.
I will
All right,
only
so
be playing one, well, probably one no limit hold'em game, maybe a little more, we'll see. But all of these mixed games will definitely be on my roster, as they are the bread and butter that I cut my teeth with playing poker. But into today's study session. So there is going to be varying stack depths today. We are going to have, did that show here? Yep. 160, 40, 30, all the way down to 20. Confirm. Let's go. All right. So I think what we'll do today is I will reach out and say, does anyone want to do a few hands? And we will try and focus on how frequently we would three bet if we three bet with this hand. And then try and play a three bet pot, but we'll probably have some lots of folds, some calls, and maybe even some jams. Does anyone want to be the first guinea pig of the night?
Danny goes first.
yeah, Saeed wants to, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
anyone who volunteers someone else gets to go first, Saeed.
Oh shit. Uh,
I don't mind though, either way.
either way.
No,
I three bet this 30% of the time and call maybe the rest.
Okay.
20% maybe fold.
Ew. So never okay, a little bit of fold for you. I like
Yeah, don't fold. No, forget about fold. 30-70.
Okay. I'm gonna fold a lot, but let's take a peek. Yeah. So we're gonna take a look at the range construction 60. We didn't do a lot of 60 work, so we'll take a look here at this. So remember two elements of looking for where we're going to 3-bet. We're gonna attack the bottom of the hijack's range, particularly their offsuit stuff. So they're gonna be opening a bit of 9s and 10s. So we're gonna find our 3-bets from probably 9s and 8s a lot here. So what position were we in? Hijack
But
raised,
we're button.
Your
the
button.
button. Okay, so yeah, you can see the 8 line, just 3-betting all of them. The 9 line, 3-betting all of them. The 10s, less. Remember, again, as you start to get deeper and deeper, it's not about which combos you choose so much as about how frequently you do them. So
Okay.
yeah, but aces just down to ace 8, so a little bit wide there.
All right, I did really bad.
Whoops. Let's go all in.
Punished.
Bluff this guy out. Kings, what a scam. All right, do a couple more, say 10-6, 20
Oh,
bigs.
Easy fold.
Too easy. All right, you got to do more then.
Yeah, give me good tough hand.
All right, on the button, or under the gun.
Fold. Yeah.
Fold the laundry, good. All right. No,
Fold. Fold.
okay. Might have
Come
too
on.
wide a setting here.
Fold.
All right.
Yeah, I
Are
think
these
it's-
all for the big blind?
No, it's everything.
We
Oh, we
are-
don't have big blind.
We have these
Oh,
4
yeah, we do.
spots. And let's change the hands a little bit. Have these in because the big blind is going to do a fair bit of that.
Yeah, this hand coverage is tough when you have a lot of different positions.
All right, here we go. This is much more reasonable. Call or 3-bet against under the gun 1.
Oh, that is a tough one. I call.
A little bit of 3-bet here,
Either-
30%.
Yeah.
So we'll give it a 3-bet and we'll let you do this one, then we'll move on.
Yeah.
All right, 3-bet pot, ace high flop, rainbow.
Yeah. See bet the range, right? Bet 4.
A lot of bet 4 is good. Wants to go a little smaller.
Smaller.
Just edge a little bit of money in there. So let's take a look at our range and see if there's an element of why our range is doing this.
Yeah, why do we go small?
So it is the primary choice of our range. It is doing a lot of this sizing as well. Our offsuit, which has less equity, wants to use a bigger sizing. All of our suited hands, which have the backdoor flushes, want to even check more and bet less and have the smaller size. So because they are higher equity hands, they are able to polarize later on turns, whereas our offsuit hands just want to get money in while the board is rainbow. Use the bigger sizing there.
Alright.
All right. So if we find that 4-chip size, get a call. Here we go, turn. Here we go.
Oh, we picked up a good, that's a very good card. I think I'm gonna go with 6 because the stack to pot ratio, then I can jam on the river.
Yeah,
Did
even if
we-
you go three.
Do we
We
flat
3-bet,
on the button?
we 3-bet.
We 3-bet.
Okay.
So yeah, it is mixing, check and bet. That's small. So both of these are fine. right? If we get
I would-
raised, we're
I would
probably in a
check a
spot.
lot.
You
Easy.
have to call off.
I would check a lot as well.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, stock to pot ratio is less than 1. Is there any choice
Yeah.
but this?
Ship it.
Alright.
Yeah.
And just catch ace 10.
Ooh.
Alright, now Saeed, you're off the hook. Does anyone else want to work on their 3 bets
Yeah.
for a volunteer spot?
Well, I was nominated, so maybe I'll go next.
Alright, Danny. 30 big blinds.
Do I get to nominate someone after?
Nope.
Uh,
Low jack.
I think this one gets to do some of both, so I'm gonna go. Let's just go straight 50-50 call and 3-bet here for slow jack.
A little more calling than 3 betting.
Okay,
So let's take a look at our range construction. So the low jack is going to be opening the offsuit 10s. So we're really going to want to 3-bet from our offsuit 9s. And the offsuit 8s. So king 9, queen 8, jack 8. And then really wants to use these blockers to high cards. We can see a little bit of jam frequency because we're getting short, 30 big blinds. But yeah, our offsuit hands do all have an element of 3-betting. So, good job picking it up. A little frisky with 50%, but I like it. It's always
I
better
think
to
in
be aggressive.
ICM, it might ramp up a little bit.
All
And I'm
right,
used to some ICM with 30 bigs, you know?
30 bigs, we get a dirty flop. What's your plan?
I mean, first thought is like, do we get to have jams here? Cuz this would be an okay hand to play jam with, but I don't know if it's like quite the board we wanna play jam. Maybe if the 7 were like a 4.
So you have to ask yourself, does your opponent ever have 10-8 suited here?
I feel
That's
like they're
really what
supposed
we're-
to fold to the 3-bet with 10-8 suited. Or like maybe some frisky 4-bet
Okay,
occasionally. So I wanna say no.
I don't think he has 10-8 suited, but like I like checking here a lot.
I think jamming's reasonable.
which one are we gonna pick, Danny?
Danny peak.
Yeah, let's, I don't know. Let's try the jam.
All right,
It
peanut butter
feels
and
like it
jam,
makes some sense.
Ooh.
check, a lot,
Second.
small bet.
Alright, it's the worst option.
Let's take a peek.
Yeah. So the reason
King
why I'm
Vince.
not there is because we don't defend well against check jams. And we
Right.
have so much equity that we're giving up when we fold. It's like really not worth it.
If I weren't gonna jam, I do think check makes sense for exactly what you said, right?
I agree.
And here's the thing, if you watch the Louis Philippe video today of the hand history review that he did for me, we get in a spot where him and I kind of go back and forth a little bit on, I defended a jack 9 suited against a 3-bet.
Yeah.
Know that, 10-8 is kind of this cornerstone of defense. And he tried all kinds of tricks to try and change the stack depth, change the ICM pressure. He couldn't make it fold. And he was like, Peter, people are gonna watch this video and start defending jack 9 against 3-bets. I was like, well, bottom of range.
It was a fold, it was a fold.
All right, so he does
I-
have 10-8 here. He does have jack 9 here. So our opponent does have some really big, strong hands that are still alive and in his range here.
Yeah,
What
maybe
hands are
jams
we
just
jamming?
won't accomplish much.
We were still jamming like 7% of hands or something though. What were we jamming? If not this,
If not this, what hands are we jamming here?
Ace
Maybe
king.
King
Probably.
10?
ace king doesn't make sense. Like this, it has a draw to the nuts with it.
Queens.
Ace king
maybe?
doesn't.
Yeah,
Probably
queens would
Like
make sense.
ace jack will make sense,
Yeah,
but like
king.
Yeah,
uh,
king
king-
ten,
kings-
ace jack.
kings,
Kings,
queens,
tens, so-
ace jack.
and king queen has slivers maybe? I can't tell.
It has
Tiny.
tiny bits when you have the both the double blocker. Right?
So
The
we
heart
have the
and
double
spade.
blocker, we have the king of spades, queen of hearts, right? So it's something about the suits where you want the queen of spades instead.
Yeah.
Um,
you
so
want
it's,
the queen of spades.
so it's still reasonable, it's just. Yeah, I don't know why you want the queen of spades as opposed to king of spades, I don't know the difference here.
Yeah, that's a pretty minutia element here, right? When we look, the king of spades wants to check, and the queen of spades wants to jam. Right? Very weird.
Yeah, I don't have this like jamming frequency in my game here.
Well, it's just 6%.
Even
That's-
like if I combine the 6% with like the bet 15.1 big blinds, like I still don't have that.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it's like, I'm jamming ace, jack and queens here, so I'm gonna mix in like king, queen with the spade here to balance that. Maybe some flush draws.
I don't do it enough either, or, yeah, not on this texture. But
then
I,
are you
like, it
finding-
definitely makes sense sometimes.
Are you finding these bluffs? Second pair. With an over, straight draw, backdoor
Oh,
flush.
I find bluffs, but just different bluffs than the solver's using.
Yeah, these are.
So if
Like
bluffs-
ace ten with the ace of spades.
Let's play
Um,
check.
Give it a check and the deuce of spades rolls off.
That's a good one.
So now he checks again. I mean, I could definitely see us checking a decent amount still.
Okay,
Now that he's checked twice. Yeah, I'm not sure. I would probably check again.
I like check.
The
we're on a
checker
draw that
Yeah,
might struggle
that-
against
that is
jam.
small.
Wow. Up pair. Second kicker. I mean,
Probably
Back five,
13.
yeah.
I think jam's a
one.
little too much.
Actually,
Maybe not.
I kind of exploitatively like betting small here.
Yeah, in game, I bet like a third pot as well. I
Yeah.
think 13,
For
I think
value.
13 is too big.
so Danny, what size do you want to go here?
He picked 13, but if he wants to change.
Pick 13.
Do I wanna
Alright.
change?
Nope,
Nah.
you were right.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, half pot or a little bigger than half pot, both great options here.
So the reason why I'm betting like 1/3 pot here, just as an exploit, is that we have the queen. So we block like queen jack that like side calls. We block so much of this like bluffing range that I want to bet such a small amount. It's like you're just spitting in his face. You know, you're talking to him and you're just a little too close, you know, and you're a little drunk and you're talking real loud and you're spitting in his face. And I just want to see what he's gonna do.
Vincent Lamb's Guide to Dirty Poker. Alright. Danny, let's do one more for you and then we'll put someone else on the barbecue. 30 bigs against under the gun. Do you have any 3-bets with ace deuce?
I don't think at chip EV we do. I think we're just folding.
Okay.
Oh, do we get to play? Yeah, okay.
Folding, good job. So we're gonna look at it and it's probably gonna fold ace deuce, ace 3 and have some 3-bets with ace 4, ace 5.
I think ace three is gonna call and three bet a little, maybe three bet, mostly call though.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah. Mostly call, little bit of 3-bets with ace 3 and ace 4. So again, a little bit of elements of
Actually-
jam.
It never three bets, it only jams 30 big blinds.
Just
Yeah,
rips
I'm
it
not
in
doing that.
against under the gun.
Not doing that.
Can I do one more?
Alright. If you were a glutton for punishment, you can do another one, but we'll make sure we get you a decent. Oh, okay. 20 bigs. Under the gun, 1. Ooh.
Think we almost always call when there might be some like weird sliver of raise 5.
Really?
Can we
Alright,
jam? I think it's not quite good enough, yeah.
What do you do with
Just a
pocket
thought.
twos?
Pocket twos? Fold, well.
What's the
fold
worst
it.
pair you
Fold.
call?
Fold. Oh,
It's either 3s or 4s here, right? Actually,
So,
do we? Yeah. I was gonna say,
twos.
do we jam 3s?
Really,
Not really.
it's 8s plus. Right, there's a little bit of 3s and 4s here. But yeah, you're calling these pairs and jamming the better stuff, right? Early position is just gonna be tough to beat, and when we take a look at their range, they are pure folding 2s, 3s, and 4s. So they are not gonna fold pairs against us when we jam, so we can't be jamming too wide here, so we call mostly to 8s and then jam 8s plus.
Yeah, and I'm usually even a little nittier in game. I don't love to flat these at 20. And
All right,
usually,
so we got varied stack depths from 20 to 100 big blinds. Who's next to do a few 3-bets? Any volunteers?
I'll go, sure.
All right, Nick, thanks for stepping up. Gross.
Yep, not calling that.
but you're always banking the 5 on the turn.
30 big blinds. Queen Jack versus the hijack. Is this a 3-bet? And if so, how frequent?
You can call it a 3-bet. I think it's mostly a 3-bet, like 65, 70%.
Okay,
No.
a little frisky, a little ambitious, but fine.
Maybe versus low jack
Oh,
and easy fold.
whoa. Game. All right, King 8 off.
This is always a fold versus all positions, I think.
Yep.
Always a
7,
fold.
easy. Getting too many 30 big blind ones. All right, 40 King 9
Ooh.
suited.
So I think this is a high frequency call with a little bit of 3-betting. I think King 9 is too good and King 8's gonna start 3-betting a lot.
So the low jack at 40 is going to be with suited 8s and
Offsuit
offsuit
10s.
10s.
Yep.
So I'm getting pretty itchy with my finger on the 9. So we're gonna
I
go.
think it's gonna be, I was gonna say, I think Jack 9 and Queen 9 do it very frequently, but King 9
Yeah.
calls more, but I'm wrong. But King 8 was still pulled from,
That's like
this.
the most pure one we've seen so
Oh, you
far.
had to
all
just flip.
all these 8s and all these 9s, right? Just
King
loves
8 is just calm.
If you slide it over 1 to the hijack, what does it do?
Fold. Hijack raised, so it's gonna be a little wider. It's probably gonna push it down. Yeah, so King 9 drops
Yeah.
to King 8, so it slides
Okay.
to the 8s, and the kind of the Queen 9 one, and then slides down the aces a little, slides to this weird King 5. Yeah, all right, so we get a 3-bet pot. Let's take this post flop. Flop middle pair, backdoor flush, 3 to a straight. Lots of potential to barrel here. What do you want to do on this flop, Nick?
We can check or bet small. How much is this hand gonna check? We have a fair amount of air, some gut shots. I think it's probably gonna check like 40% and then bet small mostly.
Which line do you want to take today?
We'll go with the bet.
Grade analysis, betting small a lot, checking a little bit. I gotta admit, for me, I'm looking at this and I'm saying marginal made hand, lots of stuff in between. Pick up equity, but maybe downgrade to our hand a little bit. This time to
Yep.
shut down, stack to pot ratio 1.
Yep, so I have third pair with a redraw to effectively the nuts. I could turn another 9, a 10, a king, a diamond, and I'm happy. Well, if I bet and get jammed, I'm kind of miserable, so I'm gonna check this. Always in game. I think solver will mix between checking and betting, but I'm just pure checking.
95% check for all the reasons that Dick did, and it is a great decision.
And always jamming.
Happy day, easy play. King 10.
Ooh,
Play your straight. All right. 20 big blinds. What do you want to do here,
Oh.
Nick?
We can call or raise. How much does it call at 30? Maybe like 20% calling.
where is
Um,
Galen?
Is
Only
this not a
20
pure call?
Only 20 big blinds.
We're at 20. Okay, yeah, so it's actually a very frequent call. Yeah, I think it's like 80 to 90% calling. And then a little bit of
All
three
right.
betting.
Pure call.
Pure call. Okay.
Fair call. All right. Aces are fun, so we'll let you keep going. How are you going to get value on King 9-4 with aces?
Yeah, 1.5.
Yep. Very good. Oh, you get check raised. Happy days.
Just call.
Super dry
Um,
board, not really dangerous.
I'm trying to figure out if we ever want to raise with any combo. Yeah.
Little bit of click back.
I don't really have this in my game at this depth though. I think it just looks way too strong. And it's hard to find the right bluff, so I'm just playing a pure call strategy pretty much.
Yeah, it's only doing it really with aces and a couple of those.
I'm surprised that the solver has this clicky size, because I'm also using the clicky size, but as an exploit.
Just what always does it with aces. So Vince is always in there with ace 3. Oh,
Check.
I'm just checking back.
I would bet tiny.
a little bit of tiny bet, a lot of tiny bet, a little bit of check. Okay.
You gotta charge their queen jack. Don't want them drawing out on me.
All right,
Um,
got into the river. We clearly have this locked up.
Yeah, so in game, I bet like a third pot.
And
But we're gonna jam here.
All right. Yeah. Probably a pretty good exploit to use this size, but it goes for max value.
I wanna use that size to get like king, jack, king 10 to call. But I guess he's
But
calling with.
don't
king,
you
jack,
ever wanna
anyway.
bluff here? No. And you would bluff for the jam size, right?
Let's take a look
Ye-
if there's any
so-
using of it.
I'm gonna have this exploit size and a jam size, and it's my exploit size is gonna be my super nuts. Ace is ace king, and then I'll have my jams are gonna be like ace queen, ace jack, and stuff that decided to check back turn to let him bluff. So I still have both.
So
But
it's
solver
jamming
does not.
an ace, and it's
Do you have
going
any
for
bluffs
thin
in your-
value with kings.
In your small size?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plus my
it's
small size would be like queen, jack, jack 10, probably jack 10 first. And my jams are gonna be my like under pairs.
the 10-8 that's wrapped around the 9
Or-
and didn't make
Yeah,
any-
or like if I still have those draws in range, but I'm probably betting most of those on the turn too much.
Is this saying we're betting river 10th pot with king jack, closing the
10th.
action? Did I see that wrong?
It was 1/3 pot.
Are you sure?
We have a 1/3 pot bet size.
on that river? I think so.
Sorry, I'm getting caught up in the weeds now, but
No, I mean, it's not very solver like to bet that sizing in position.
So our strategy here is, oh, you are right. It is a 10% sizing. Goes for 10% sizing with the king and some bluffs, and then everything else is a jam.
That's cool.
funky.
Yeah, 10% river sizing going for thin value with a king.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. Like, this queen jack. I mean, I do it with queen jack off too, but that's in my small bet range as well. But I have aces in it too.
All right. One more for you, Nick. 9-6.
Six
After
nine
a
versus
three
the
bet?
hijack at 100. No, I think it's a little bit too wide. I think it's just a fold. I
I'm
think
calling.
like 7-9 will start getting in there. I think it's just too wide though.
I'm calling too much.
Yeah, I'm calling here. I might even three bet this a little bit. But yeah, calling a lot. But great job finding the bottom of range, knowing where you are. All right, who wants to take this 60 big blind aces?
No, easy three bet, man.
All right, Vince, you're up for a couple. Let's go. 4 bets. All right, are you stuffing or calling?
I kind of want to just go all in, honestly, but like if there was an in between size where you just click it, I would just definitely click it.
It's so bad.
Just
You're
go
like
all in.
turning your cards over.
No, because I click it a lot.
Practice?
Just
Just go
call.
all in. It's fine.
All right, just call. Right, so under the gun is going to have lots of 4 bets from really strong hands. So he's going to have a high value component here. So we want to keep his bluffs in as well. And I mean, what are our aces afraid of something?
We're only sad if he has ace king and then like
All right.
gets away for one bet post.
So Vince, are you raising with these aces? And if you are you calling more when you have the ace of spades?
I'm going to be raising here, definitely with no spade.
Mhm.
Am I calling more with the ace of spades? Yeah. How much am I calling with the ace of spades? I would say like maybe like 70%, and I'm raising 30.
Doesn't he primarily have offsuit hands and pairs here? The villain?
Yeah, our villain has lots of over pairs here, has all the over pairs, including aces with the ace of spades. But pure calls.
Like, we don't need to protect really against a third spade. He won't have too many flushes. Ace king suited. What other
Let's take
suited? Maybe some like,
what our opponent's here with.
it's a lot of like ace queen off, ace jack off type.
So it's all the pairs, 9s to aces, suited aces, suited kings, offsuit aces.
Could you go by weight for a sec?
Sure.
Range height, yeah.
So driven by these big pairs. And ace king suited.
There's some suited stuff.
It's all live because there's no ace or king of spades out there.
I wanna like let him pick up a spade and jam the turn on us. Just snap him off.
Oh, you
Yeah,
get what
there
you
you
wish,
go.
Daddy.
We're just calling.
Hope you lose, Danny. Damn it. So close.
Well, there was no escaping it for him. There was nothing we could do to that. Just the end of that guy's day. Alright, that's.
20% equity going to the river.
Maybe a touch more even.
Alright, I'm three betting here.
How frequently?
A lot.
Yeah.
I think the solver is gonna call. But for my personal game, I think that it's easier to three bet.
And
What do you think
this is
King Seven's
why
doing?
when you play against a studied opponent, it's tough, right? Vincent even can describe how he is adjusting his game from the solver to be more exploitatively sharp against the player pool he plays in.
Yeah, see,
Solver calls.
the solver is just calling and I'm three betting here just to make it easy.
Yeah, it's probably going to choose the slightly better ones, right?
Just
Slightly worse
call,
ones.
easy calls, like,
Yeah, King 7 is a 3-bet, I think.
Probably King 5 and King 7 or King 8. King 5.
We saw this one, right? It was like king 9 a lot and then a little.
Yeah. King
Oh.
5, King 7, King 8, skips King 6. But good that if you're pulling from this area, you've got the right idea, even if you're not choosing exactly the right combo. So,
Wait, I thought we
Uh,
saw this and it was king 8 like a ton. I don't know.
that was at
Maybe it was a different
40?
depth. Yeah,
Yeah,
40,
40,
okay.
not 30. All right, so single raise pot, we get a king. Is this a raise for you, Vince, or a call?
no, it's just a call.
Just a call, little raise, but just a call. Ooh, double
I'm gonna
flush
start
draw
betting
board.
here. I'm gonna start betting here to get value from a queen or tens, definitely with two hearts and two spades. It's easy to bluff as well. Um,
How
I
big are you?
do like the 55% sizing, but I don't even have a button for that, to be quite honest. So for me, it's probably going to be like 65, but I think 55 is fine.
I think
Would
I'm
you
like
say-
range betting small here.
You have a scroll wheel. You could click a button and scroll up or down, you know?
So when you range bet small, you price in all the flush draws. But I mean, they're drawing against your trips. Let's take a peek. I would
I like
also
gray.
be betting this a lot. But you got it, Nick. Like sizing down here. Trip king's good enough, doesn't care about flush draws, pricing them out.
Now I'm gonna check. Probably like good clip. I'm probably checking like 70% of the time.
Okay.
Probably more actually, like 85% of the time I'm checking.
And then all in for the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a check. Four liner board.
So the other like 15%, just like rip it, is for there's certain players like that I have marked that I know that I've done like some crazy stuff to them and they definitely did not believe me because I'm bluffing a lot on the turn.
What's our turn strategy?
Our turn strategy was bet small
with-
primarily.
With range.
Yeah, let's look now.
I think I'm betting like 70% of range small. Not really polarizing much.
On the
Won't
turn.
we have a decent amount of check back too, or not?
Checking 46% and betting small primarily. Both small and micro is even very viable. Little bit of sizing up into the 55 and just nothing bigger than that. Right. So We're still pretty wide and betting pretty wide. So we want to bet often and small. All right. Anyone else want to give it a go for a few hands? King 5 off, 100 big blinds deep.
I'll take a turn.
All right, Reiner.
All right.
Fold, call, or raise.
King 5 at 100 bigs. I'm still folding this. It might be at the, yeah, okay. It's close to
Good.
the bottom of the tree. Is that right?
Let's take a peek. Maybe-
King.
Like it's
10
outside
off.
the tree, but there's like,
Might be a couple pips out.
Yeah.
So
well, a few
when
pips,
we're
okay.
when we're this deep, we really want to lean on having the suited side of our tree. Right? The offsuit side of our tree is really going to struggle with facing a flush draw board. Right? If we don't have a card of the flush draw suit in our offsuit components.
Okay.
30 big blinds, ace queen.
This is a 3-bet. Yeah, it's 3-bet, 3-bet. Yeah.
Like 95% for you.
Like, yeah, to be honest, like I'm probably 100% in game, but
Okay.
Oh,
A little bit of jam,
okay. I'm a little too aggro with this, I guess.
a little too aggro. So let's take a peek, see at our range construction. Whew. So I do like 3-betting this hand here, but our ace queen off protects our calling range here, right? So it's just underneath the jam hands, right? Ace queen suited is going for value with its raise. This one wants to protect our checking raise, and then these ones have some more 3-betting underneath it, right? So this one probably doesn't want to face a fold to a jam.
Right. Okay.
And that's the nature of like 30 and 40 big blind poker is you really want to you have hands like ace queen, king queen, ace jack, ace 10. These ones don't want to fold when they're 4-bet, but they have to. So they just have a more robust calling range here.
Whereas with ace queen suited, I don't mind getting it in.
But so you usually play this, there is an element of it, so we'll give it a little click. And play a 3-bet pot against this guy. Paired board, flush draw. wanna do with
3-bet,
ace-
c-bet. I think we've we've got more of the overpairs and things like that. So I'm okay to bet probably 25% pot with the queen of spades.
Very good. Very nice. Will we get called?
Not a great card, but also doesn't help a ton of his continues. I'm thinking second barrel here because this connects with our range quite a bit. Doesn't bring any other flushes, so we could probably just bet small again. Well, now I'm doubting myself. Like I was thinking bet 50% pot, but it's not like we're trying to deny equity from any flush draws. Well, I guess we're trying to deny from spades, but we're blocking some of the spade combos.
We're now just trying to fold his single spades and his hearts that held
Yeah.
on the flop.
Yeah, so there we
Yeah.
go.
Very good. So yeah, again, he should not be floating a lot of kings except for the king of spades. So
Right.
king is good for us.
And we're blocking queen, king of spades.
Uh-oh.
Well, now we're marginal made, but like I fucking hate chopping pots with ace highs, especially if we got there with some ace 4 bullshit. So but that being said, we're only getting called when we're beat. 14.
Does this card have showdown value?
It absolutely has showdown value, but I'm trying to think of the value of folding out other aces. But I guess how many other aces go call? Maybe it's to check back and hopefully we counterfeited sixes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great
okay.
job. Way
Yeah.
to navigate that hand. Lots of tough decisions there. So yeah, has some showdown, right?
Show me fives.
Clearly behind.
Oh, gross. Just setting the trap. Okay, I don't, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We can walk away broke knowing that we played it correctly. Okay. Ace deuce. I'm just folding this. I think it's kind of like the ace five hand. Yep. That we saw.
Clearly
earlier.
good.
Okay. Well,
60 bigs.
well, we'll give it a little poop, I think. A little
Poop?
7.5.
Little 7.5, 37% of the time. Very good.
Okay. Not too often, but I'm trying to get more aggro. That's what these classes are all about. Well, I
Well.
mean, yeah, GG. By king five. What? Oh,
No way.
oh, where I guess is it because we're too deep?
That's right.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
So 40 big blinds, this hand has to fold, but 60 big blinds,
Okay.
it still has just enough equity to squeak in here. But I mean, you have to have an opponent who's finding a pretty robust 4-betting range for this to be a good call.
Right. And we're
You can probably fold it in game.
You can fold, okay. So it's not okay. Because is that just Nick? Is that because population has fewer 4-bets and fewer 4-bet bluffs, particularly?
People
Okay.
like pull up the cutoff's 4-betting range if you don't mind, Pete.
Sure. Yeah, unless you're up against Vincent Lamb, who's up to all kinds of different shenanigans. Against him, you could never fold this hand. You might want to 5-bet it.
They're gonna be betting some like suited jacks, suited kings, some like ace 4 suited.
Yeah.
I might just jam.
So this population's going to find here. They're going to find some jams and some 4-bets here. But are they 4-betting king 9, king 8, ace 7, ace deuce, king jack, ace 10 off? I don't admit, when I get 3-bet, I don't find ace 10 as a 4-bet.
These little pocket pairs,
Yeah.
king jack off. Like they're not finding all these 4-bets. Their 4-bet range is more nutted.
I'm not feeling, oh, sorry.
So go ahead, Reiner.
I was gonna say, I'm not feeling so bad, like being the king 5 suited at the bottom. And I suppose that the thing we need to keep in mind is that like king 5 has a ton of equity against like lots of ace X holdings.
Mhm.
So that's why we can continue at the stack depth. Plus we're suited, plus, yeah, okay. Plus in position and so on, okay. All right.
All right.
I mean, backdoor straight flush draw. I'm not folding a 5. I'm not folding king high spades. I think we can just float this. Yep.
Yep. Pretty pure, easy decision.
Well, if we call, SPR is kind of 2-1. Like I think just keep setting the hook. He wants to keep betting, so I'm okay to flat.
Okay. Fish on the line. Don't shake
Fish
the
on the
fish
line,
loose.
Ooh.
What a, oh my goodness, this game. Well, now, oh my goodness. On 6-6-4 jack 6, like I what? Yeah, it's just a check back. It's marginal made hand.
Yeah, it's
Easy
exact-
check back.
Yeah.
You're a check back.
Can we exploitatively jam here?
Like
No. No, what hands call you that you beat?
yeah,
I don't want him to call at all.
So the
Then just
only-
check and take your showdown.
Like,
only reasonable play is that if you jam here, he might fold the ace high flush.
That's the only hand
Oh,
you're
you can-
targeting.
He can fold
Yeah.
like. He could fold like a pocket pair, like pocket tens here.
They're not full. We just
Oh.
flat
Yeah.
the 4-bet. We don't have aces, kings, queens, jacks. All that's going in.
Vince,
We
do
have,
you
we
fold?
have some aces.
Do you fold pocket tens?
No, he's
If
a
that
calling
was
station.
me with pocket tens, I would fold against the jam.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
it would
So
it
we
would
gotta
probably be
take a look.
correct as played to call with pocket 8s in the cutoff position, wouldn't it? On 3 6s, 4 and a jack. Like sevens and eights might be a call against.
Yeah, when we
jam
jam, the
river.
opponent's calling with sevens and eights still,
Okay, yeah. There, yeah.
right?
Fuck, even fives, like, yeah,
Yeah, still calling with ace deuce of spades even.
okay.
So mixing with ace queen of spades.
So you can jam and isolate yourself against better hands if you want.
Yeah, you can make the ace high flush fold, but that's the only thing you need. But
It's funny
either way,
that he
it
has
works.
the exact holding that's going to continue on our term jams, but anyway, whatever. Well, 20 bigs, no fold.
Many bigs, perfect fold.
Okay,
All right, you do
I
one
have to
more.
look at the big blinds. Look at the big blind, Brian. Okay, one more.
This is,
It's under the gun one. This is a fold.
yeah, if they're not opening it, we're not playing it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, okay, 40 bigs. Is it too snug just to flat? This?
I think you can flat or 3-bet.
Yeah, I
Mix
guess
it.
the ace, yeah, we're probably mixing the two a little bit. To be honest, I'm usually calling this more often in game than raising, but I probably should find some more 3-bets here.
yeah, I'm calling this one pretty pure myself, but it does find
I'm
a
actually-
little bit of
Sprinkler raise, okay.
sprinkler raise. So when we think of the cutoff's range, right, the cutoff is going to be with suited sevens, and so it's going to choose the sixes, but it's going to choose the worst sixes than ace six. So it's going to choose like king six, queen six, jack six to do some raising here, and like it's going to choose worse aces than that. So it's going to choose like ace four, ace three, ace two.
Okay,
But we do 3-bet, and look at the board.
so I am an absolute nit, but I am a wild bluff low on monotone boards, and I'm probably gonna take a stab at this if
Mhm.
check two.
You are check two. How big
Um,
do you want to go?
Quarter pot.
Okay.
Little bit
Quarter
of that.
pot or 10th pot, both reasonable options here. A little bit of checking though.
Checking feels like a give up a lot to me. It's gonna be hard to play some turns, but
Yeah, checking.
Um,
When you're checking, you are just giving up.
yeah.
Now I think
So
The card doesn't change much.
exactly.
And I think we can size up just to fold out a couple of floats. Oh, but we only got 29 bigs left, and I kind of want to stay in the tournament. So probably 25% again, sizing up a little bit.
What
No?
about this combo makes you want to bet?
Well, I guess that's a really good question, because we unblock all the good stuff that he has. Like we don't have a queen, we don't have a 10, we don't have an 8. Yeah, our hand's pretty junky actually. So, well, okay, ace high, marginal made hand. Yeah, we could check back.
So on monotone boards, when the flush doesn't complete and the board doesn't pair, I tend to bet again.
Well, okay.
But if you want to check back, you can take a peek.
Well, my instinct is again, monotone boards just to bluff a bit more, but I just Nick asked a really good question to make me think, well, like what's this guy continuing with? Like we have none of this. Okay. So both are correct. Mixing a bit of both. Okay.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the entirety of strategy here and see
way I
if our range is looking to continue betting a lot.
The way I think about it is, if I'm betting this hand all the time, I'm gonna have too much air in my range because I want to bet weaker hands than this. I want to bet hands with the spade, a decent clip. I want to bet just worse hands than ace high. I want to bet stuff with blockers like a queen or a king or a 9.
Right. And that does make a lot of sense. So like as you're constructing your bet range on the turn, in this spot, like, so ace-6 is almost too good to continue. It's still terrible, but it's not
just
bad
like-
enough to gain your bluffs.
You gotta think of all the hands you get here with, and if you bet all those again, do you have enough value hands to balance out that many bluffs?
Right.
And it's like a lot to think about, but you just gotta be like cognizant of your entire range.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see, like, when we take a look at what our range is checking here. Right, our range wants to check top pair, second pair, and third pair. And wants to bet all the better stuff. And it wants to bet a lot of the worst stuff. Right, but it also does start checking down ace high and kind of lumps it into the middle of the range here. So yeah,
Okay.
I have to admit, like, I am probably over barreling this spot. But I would be checking back with a pair a lot here now. Okay, but as
Now-
played, we can definitely get here with this. We get, oh,
I mean, the line that we took, it tells a bit of a story that we had a spade, and because we checked back turn, I think the cutoff has just, wow, I was gonna say 0 spades, but it's a 4-liner. We're getting called by maybe the 8, well, obviously the 8 of spades, but maybe this, I don't know, would you call as low as a 7? He's betting ace, king, 8 of spades, I think at nearly 100% frequency. And he might, if we jam, he might fold the 7 and lower.
I think he's gonna fold some flushes here when we jam.
Sorry, that again, sorry, what was that, Pete?
You think he's gonna fold some flushes when we jam here?
I think so. Well, he's put in a really tough spot if he found his way here with, like, let's say the 5 of spades in his hand. And I think as played, like, because it's been check, check, check on every street, there's no ace, there's no king, there's no 8. Like, that's, I think that's just all 100% off the table. And I was gonna bet probably half pot if the board paired. And if check 2, of course. Or call if the board was paired and bet 2. Oh man, 24 bigs. I want that pot. So yeah, let's ship it.
I'm doing the same. Good job.
Yeah,
Oh.
nice work. So you're gonna definitely get him to fold some straights here. I don't know that he's gonna fold a flush, but
He's put in the box, like in a live game with like this 6 of spades in his hand.
well, he called you with a straight. So he's definitely gonna call with all the flushes.
Yeah.
What a
So-
quality station.
I was doing the same thing, but for the wrong reasons.
What the fuck?
All right. Does anyone else want to have a go after Ryan? After Ryan had that one.
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
All right. Welcome to the party, Walt. King 9 off. 40 big blinds under the gun, tight range. What do we want to do?
Okay, I'll fold on this one.
Hold it mostly. Good job.
Yes.
Oh, we just saw this one. But now we're
Yeah,
100 big blinds
But
deep.
it's different.
This
The
is good.
stack.
Yeah, I'll call. I'll flat this one.
How much you wait? How much do you think it's 3-betting? How much do you think it's calling?
I'm not that far into knowing stuff like that. I don't know, 25%.
No,
That seems reasonable.
especially 100 big blind stuff. Like even the people that do study, this is something they're not very familiar with. So don't feel like even I study cash games now, and I would guess that it's 3-betting like 30%, but I have no idea.
Okay.
So
I go with 30 also.
when we did the 3-betting button versus cutoff and hijack, this video was titled not what combos to 3-bet, but how frequently to 3-bet in your range. So there's just going to be a lot of hands that do this one. So it's definitely going to
Yeah.
fund 3-bets, and we'll take a look at the range construction here briefly. if this loads.
How much was it three betting?
30%, a little over
Oh.
30%. So we can see that all of our suited stuff is three betting at some frequency here, right? So you do want to kind of isolate the pot to play heads up, because the more people that call, the better the odds get for the big blind to kind of get in the party with all kinds of garbage. And the harder it's going to be to play post flop, 100 big blinds deep against multiple opponents.
Okay,
Right,
okay, yeah. So that makes sense then. Okay.
But again, calling this hand, perfectly fine decision. But if we give it a little squeeze,
Oh
now we
wow,
get
the exact
kings.
same way.
Yeah.
Oh
All right.
wow.
Back to Reiner's box of the monotone boards.
Yeah, I don't even know what to tell you on this one. Cause I know I'd probably check in now that I'm knowing that it means, you know, you'll give up. I'll bet small then 10%.
Okay, so a little bit small, a lot of checking for you. I actually like that. Right? So
Gotcha. He said 10%.
yeah, 10%.
Oh yeah, 10%. Yeah. Just because I realize now that checking would mean that I'm giving up. So yes, 10%.
Okay. Gives it a small bet. You get called and your
Wow.
opponent checks.
Yeah, this is like the same exact hand. Okay.
Sorry, for 1 second to go back to the earlier comment, I do not think that checking on the flop after you three bet is giving up.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I think we should still have checks after we three bet.
Yeah, for sure. But
Okay.
probably not on a king high board too. King's like the three bet we like a lot.
What? Wait.
Since he did call.
One question. What do we check? If we check on the flop.
I would
I
definitely
think
check.
we can check a lot of like ace X with the ace of spades. I think we can check or bet, which is both fine. I think we can
A lot of
probably
under pairs
check
with the
like
spade,
pocket queens with no
nines with
spade.
the spade,
Yeah, tens
Yeah.
with the spade.
yeah, queens with or without.
Yeah, I give it another small bet, 10%.
But with
Alright.
this hand, if you check, you're maybe kinda giving up because you can't call a turn bet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sizes up a little bit, so you're still got the right idea. You know, you can definitely do a little bit of sizing up here, but a lot of checking. So if you give it a little bet, it's okay. And we get a 6 on the river. We have some showdown.
Yeah. That actually does work.
We have the nuts now.
Yeah, you know, cause of bad, but he still calls. So yeah, I give it a check.
All right, I like the sound of that. Yeah,
More
Great
made.
we have some showdown. We beat a deuce, a 4, a 5, but we don't bet a king. Beat a king.
Hi.
So let's take a look. And Vince had a great question here. What do we check on this flop? 100 big blinds deep. Let's just scroll back to the flop here and take a peek at what our range does, where our checks come from. So we are checking about half the time. And we really want to check the under pairs.
Under pairs.
Yeah, like queens. Checking a
Yeah.
lot.
So yeah,
All the
under
under
pairs have some showdown value. If you have the spade, you get a little more betting. If you don't have the spade, you are almost pure checking.
Can I see the aces? Which combos?
Oh, it's betting.
Ace of spades bets, the other ones check.
Yeah, so aces with no spade. It's checking.
Yeah. The deeper you are, the more equity driven your hands need to be. So
Okay. That's a good one.
all right. 60 big blinds. Or you gonna play queen?
Uh,
How
I'll,
bad do I think he is?
I'll flat this.
You fold this?
Yeah.
No, you said flat, I thought. Oh,
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 never
s-
mind.
no.
He said
Yeah.
fold, he said fold. I take
Yeah.
it back.
you can fold, you can flat, you can raise, but this is definitely gonna be the bottom of your range.
Okay.
Good spot. We'll give you one more. Try and
You
find a
can
good one.
flat
Hopefully you
if you
get.
want to.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll take this one. Okay. So
You can keep it structured.
I'll.
Oh, I checked that one for sure.
Bet
Yeah.
you will.
I'll raise 6.3.
I love it. 100%. Never go wrong with this one.
Yeah.
But we don't create a great flop for our hand.
Yeah, that is a good point. The flop did not come in our favor.
I've seen worse.
Well, we are 3-betting. He called. Um, our continuation bet with 25%.
Like the sound of that. Definitely gonna be. What? Who's stuffing the turkey here? What's
Oh.
going on?
What,
Saeed, is this you over here?
I am.
All right.
What
I
makes
think
you
it's me.
what makes you want to bet here? What are you thinking about when you decide to bet here?
So what am I thinking? Is I guess to keep the aggression going on the flop, since I did have the aggression pre-flop and he called. Now the only thing I can think of is that, he either is calling me with what did you say, a marginal made hand, because like I don't know what it is about the flop that comes like 9-9-7. Like most of the times I used to think like, oh, they automatically had trips. But
Mhm.
sometimes when I play, it's like, oh, they never really had it. They just play with like some marginal hand or like ace X or something.
So do you think he has like offsuit nines in his range?
Offsuit nines, you possibly can. I'm not yeah, you know what? Yeah, because he'll probably slow play it if I'm saying that right. Because yeah, if he doesn't play it aggressively, he'll slow play it.
So
got
he
some
shouldn't
nines
really
here.
have he shouldn't really have many offsuit nines. So he's gonna fold them to a 3-bet. He'll defend some suited nines. So the way I think about stuff like this, is that
Okay.
he didn't 4-bet us pre-flop, right? So he probably doesn't have pocket tens or better. So all his overpairs are gone. It's kind of hard for him to have a 9 with 2 nines out there. We'd like this spade to be blocking some flush draws, but this is just a board that's gonna be kind of hard for him to, deal with aggression. So because of that, I'm gonna bet a lot here.
Okay.
Yeah. If we look here, if you combine the full house, the quads, and the trips, about 7-8% of the time, his range has a trip. So 92% of the time, he doesn't have a very strong hand here. He's got a couple of overpairs with aces that he didn't come back at us with. But then he has 90% of his range, which is second pair or worse. So he's just going to have a really hard time defending against a bet here from us. And he's going to have to call, even when we bet small, with a pretty wide part of our range. So you can see our strategy on this board. We're only checking with quad nines. Right? Everything else wants to bet.
For everything that Nick said, that's why I'm jamming.
Alright.
I'm
Well,
jamming because we don't have a spade, and this is kind of like I'm taking my equity and going home.
Okay.
Vincent took his ball and went home on the flop, but you get here on the turn with an ace and a king. What do we want to do on this very bricky 3?
What did we do on the turn? Sorry, on the flop.
We bet.
We bet. Okay.
Small bet.
Yeah. For this one, for this on the turn, this would have to. I want to say check only because, now that we know that he would continue with the suited nines. I guess yeah. I guess for me it just be like I don't know what else to do, so let me check and hopefully he doesn't raise me.
Vince, what do you do here if you don't mind me asking?
Bet 25%.
Did we get to jam for value?
I am jamming here for value, honestly, and
I think
Does he
because we
call
didn't
you,
jam flop,
like for value?
we're not gonna
What
start
is he
jamming
calling you
now.
with? That you're like
Uh,
I like bet
small
small
value?
again.
Jack, queen of
as well.
spades, king, queen of spades, ace, five of
ace
spades.
10, ace 5, ace jack. All the
Does Jack
better.
Queen, or sorry, yeah, does Queen Jack even want to call you here?
Those
Like,
jam
people
flop
just-
though, Nick. Some of them at least.
I'm jamming and rebuy.
Alright, so Walt did wanna check here.
It's a
so
weird
yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
this is a
let's
yeah,
go,
okay. It's a
I
jam.
kinda
question.
suspected
But
that.
yeah, I can. Okay,
everything.
so repeat it again. Why you would jam? Like why jamming is the best?
I mean, it's not the best. They're all equal in value. It's basically the equities didn't change, right? The three of diamonds doesn't help him at all. So
Yeah.
anything he called with on the flop, he's still gonna have a lot of just ace highs, a lot of flush draws. He will have some like pocket sixes, pocket fives and stuff, which isn't great for us. But I think we're gonna be jamming this card fairly frequently. I think like, I don't know, 50% of our range is gonna be jamming. And it's
Okay.
because we still have all the overpairs. We have pocket tens, we have pocket queens, we have ace, king of spades. We have so much stuff that we can just put in his face a lot and just put him in a miserable spot.
Okay.
I think
it's
it's
only-
the same as like taking your equity and going home. Like the three is a brick; it doesn't change the board at all. And I think realistically, you probably don't want to see a river card. So
Yeah.
it's like the same reason why you're jamming on the flop.
And even fives and sixes and all the they might fold to jam.
So it is interesting. It does jam some, but it's also betting non all in and barreling small a lot with our range.
Mm.
Makes sense too.
Betting small puts a lot of his range in kind of a difficult position.
If we bet a small, how much of his range he folds?
I think this is about getting value. I don't think it's about folding
Yeah.
hands so much.
Well, like he'll still
When-
have to call ace queen, right? Probably.
But is he calling this queen?
Oh, never
he's
mind. He
when-
doesn't have ace queen. Okay.
When we bet small, he folds
He
all
folds
this
all the
offsuit,
offsuits. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
right? He jams. The problem is when we bet small, he jams all the spades. Yeah, he's got a very robust jamming strategy against us here. Right, with lots of value hands with a 9 and lots of equity draws with spades. It is tough. Like, it is a spot where we don't, even though our range wants to bet small a fair amount, it's a tough option for us because we're going to get jammed on here, and this hand probably doesn't want to do it. So it's choosing, instead of the small bet, it's choosing the big bets, which we don't get jammed on, or all in, or a check, which is also a very viable option.
Yeah, I don't know how much
If
of a
we-
small bet here with anything with a
If we-
SPR of less than 1.
We're calling a jam surely once we bet small.
Ace king?
Surely.
Yeah.
I do
think
this all the
so.
time and like,
What's the worst hand
just-
you're calling when you bet small? Any jams?
like this.
It's for
Like
sure a call, but it's the
this.
worst hand I'm calling. It's break even.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
bet and he jams.
Like I'm not sure.
Ooh,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's gone.
Yeah.
ace king is the worst hand that you get to bluff catch with here.
Wow, he was right.
Makes sense.
You don't love it, but it's like, well, I induced. Here we go. Good luck, spades.
Yeah, it's
And
a
sometimes he
nasty
just has
call
a
when you
nine.
have the king of
I'm
spades.
calling
Fuck.
too, honestly. Yeah.
That's when you say please have spades, it comes over a jack queen and drills a jack.
Typical.
Alright, so
Yeah, I stay
Walt's
away
line
from
wanted
these
to
like
check,
high
check.
variance spots.
he gives us a river
Ooh.
jam.
Oh,
Oh,
definitely call.
I mean, he can be turning pocket sixes into a jam here, so like.
It's
Yeah.
neither of yours hands. Shut up.
Alright. Thanks, Nick.
Oh,
Walt,
sorry, I was listening. Yeah, this would be a fold for me. Oh, yeah.
yeah. Alright, so he's definitely gonna have some bluffs here, but folding. Mixing option, pretty reasonable here.
I thought it was a pure call. I'm surprised.
I like it. It's probably bad to have the king, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, it's, well, not only that, I'm just thinking that I'm surprised he calls so high just because we're chopping so often.
Why do you think it's bad to have the king?
I think it's good to have the king of clubs.
Well, but we're blocking his king highs. So
Blocking
it's
his
bad.
king high spades that brick here. Jam.
Yeah.
What king high spades were we blocking with the king of clubs?
Oh, touche, yeah, sorry.
I'm just saying king highs in general, but the hands that we beat, but
Like what king highs does he call the flop bet with?
997 king.
The ones with
So-
one spade.
Yeah, it's weird. It wants to call ace eight more than it wants to call ace king.
This one's pure.
Yeah, the
8 seems bad because he's 8, 10 in range. That is weird.
And 8-6.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know if
that
it's
is strange.
8-6, but yeah.
Yeah, either way, bottom of range. So, all right, we'll let you off the hook. Well, anyone else want to go one more time?
King queen with the spade. You're right.
King queen with the spade.
So that is why a king is not great. Whoever said that.
Yeah. All right, who else wants to go here? Anyone?
I don't know who's
Anyone?
gone twice. I was away for a little bit.
I don't
But I
think
would-
anyone's
No one has gone twice.
Oh, okay.
I'll go for the 4th time. I'm joking.
Nick,
Does
ace
anyone
nine.
knock on once and want to?
Anyone?
Or is it me?
I'll go if I'm forced to.
You're
You're
forced
never
to.
forced to, but let's
Ah,
go.
No, you have to do it now.
It's like
I
it's
have
like
a
Fight
gun
Club.
to your head. You're forced
Okay,
to.
here we go.
Here we go.
Three bet or call or fold.
How deep are we here? 30, undergun one, fold. I'm tight.
Fold it, a little bit of three bet. Okay, he's tight. I like it. Tight is right.
9,
960.
That's a good one.
What? 8s and 10s, hold on, 8s and 10s. So. Suited 8s, offsuit 10s. Yeah, that's a fold. Suited 8s, offsuit 10s, that's 40.
The cutoff though. Gonna be a little wider than that.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be like suited sixes, offsuit nines.
No, but what we just, I thought it was suited 8s, offsuit 10s.
Three
Alright,
bet
good job.
it.
Tight is right. He's
Yeah,
got his
see, I'm
box.
always a little on the tight, like I miss those little slivers.
Alright,
Birds.
surely you're gonna do something with this ace eight.
Shit. Sorry. I was doing a water change on my tank and I forgot the water. I'm okay,
No
I'm
worries.
okay. I'm in a bare basement, so I could hear it leaking and I was like, no, okay. A 20.
Any only.
Depending on what stage of the tournament here, I rip it, yeah. Depending on what stage,
Ooh,
see, I do make a mistake.
Little
No
wide,
ripping.
little wide. 20 is definitely gonna be the rip territory. But how deep do we go? Ace 10, you gotta know.
Offsuit.
Does anybody like making it 4.5? Or is that me?
Oh, Vince, you're an ass.
He's playing different game.
He called us with king jack?
Yeah,
Hey,
so what
nervous.
happens when you play in the micros? You get used to it.
Like we're killing them the whole time.
King five.
Oh, 30? Fold.
Well, all right. Give me one more before you get out of the fish tank, but you got to play a tough spot. King eight off.
Fold.
Sure. All right,
Suited eights, offsuit tens.
got it.
Jacks and nines mix out. Suited eights, suits tens, fold.
Peter, didn't you have the hero as like one of 4 spots, but we've been the button every time?
We have been the button an awful lot. I did have hero as one of 4 spots, but
I feel like
I'm
it,
sure hero's only button. There's
glitched
no
out.
way.
Yeah, button versus hijack. Wait, no, that's just, huh. Yeah, I don't know why.
yeah, I have hero as 4 spots here, so. I don't know why it's to you. All right, we'll give you one more.
Do you have it set as a hero or hero in position?
Okay, here we go. This is something.
It's a one matter.
We're at 100. Yeah, okay. Wow, we can 3-bet or call this. So it's at a percentage. I bet you we bet it. 30, ooh, use it 20% and call. I don't know.
I
I think
love that.
very reasonable. Yeah,
3-bet 20.
even more.
A little more,
Yeah.
45, but yeah, the idea,
Suited connectors are great deep.
yeah,
Yep.
the perfect element. You recognize the cards you wanted to 3-bet. Great range construction work today. Love how confident you were with your folds. That's great.
Even
4
at,
bets.
even at 40, this 3 bets.
4-bet, hold on, 20. I guess we can call like.
Yep.
Perfect hand to do it with. Scared by.
You're out.
She got.
Shit.
All right.
She go.
Oh, diamond didn't show.
Or ace king and diamonds. We were gonna get noodled one way or another. So yeah, before we wrap up today, just a shout out to our friend Louis Philippe. Congratulations on 700 subscribers, 279 videos, hours and hours of content that you can watch from his YouTube channel, featuring a hand review of my own play. So if you want a good laugh and you want to rip me a few times, you can check this one out. Right? We had a 4th place in a tournament this weekend, and so we had a pretty good little score. We also have all of our videos that are up on YouTube, as you might have seen earlier. And so thanks for your support, everyone.